Hello, everyone, and welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. And if you enjoy commentary that's straight to the point, without all the fluff, join our family. I'd personally love to have you. Day 7 of the U.S. versus Tim Norman trial resumed with the prosecution closing out their questions and their arguments as to why Tim Norman is accused of 2 federal counts of murder for hire pertaining to his nephew Andre Montgomery. The prosecutor, U.S. Attorney Gwendolyn Carroll, in her closing, said the following. Tim was the one that plotted to eliminate his nephew just to receive an insurance windfall, which she states is the reason for all of this, evidenced by the fraudulent applications he submitted, the fact that he never notified Andre or Andre's mother, Michelle Griggs, that he was taking out policies on her son, that Tim made himself the point of contact for the number on the application, his cell phone number, that the insurance company claimed to have completed a phone interview with someone that they thought was Andre. The prosecutor said that Tim was willing to participate in impersonating his nephew. Then, his actions committed on the day of Andre's shooting, where he paid Terica an alleged $10,000 to locate Andre, plus, through a friend, he paid Travell Hill $5,000 after Andre was gone. And then 4 days later, quote, he tries to get his death certificate, but Andre was not even in the ground. She continued by saying that the defendant, Tim Norman, saw his opportunity to cash out, and he tried. She added that he had his own nephew executed. Tim's lawyer on his close opened by saying they want you to believe that there is a whole mastermind plan. He went on to mention Terica Ellis's testimony, where he insisted that she was compelled to testify so she could receive a shorter sentence. His exact words were, "In making life's most important decision, would you make that based upon a stripper who said she looked in your face and lied to you?" He also reminded the jury of Travell Hill's words by stating that Travell said that nobody else should be responsible for my actions but me. I look up to Tim as a mentor. But let's not forget that Travell also testified that he went out and bought a gun and eliminated Andre because he was informed by a party that both he and Tim knew that he would be paid the sum of $5,000 to kill Andre. Tim's lawyer made it clear in his closing that you cannot take the word of a man that was a heavy drug user and that on that day he executed Andre. He was, quote, hopped up on drugs. He added that this individual whom the prosecution chose to be their star witness with his credibility issues. Yesterday, I left off with the burner phones where the prosecutor asked Tim if Terica wasn't a part of the cast, why did she have a burner phone? Tim's lawyer in his closing had an answer, and that was he gave her the phone to hide his paid activities with her due to him being involved in a serious relationship with a girlfriend. He closed by asking the jury to consider everything mentioned and return with a verdict of not guilty. The prosecutor rebutted by saying the defendant Tim Norman sat on the stand for 4 hours and spun tales to you, but that doesn't create reasonable doubt. She continued by saying that there are 45 reasons why you can't trust a word this man says. Reasons like him testifying that he didn't know any of the insurance information, but later filed an application in 2012 for himself and lied about his criminal history on that application, that he was wealthy, but he owed American Express $215,821, that all the so-called girlfriends he lied to them, as well as his own lawyer, that he lied about where he was when Andre was killed, saying via text that he was in California. But his flight information and cell phone records show that he was in fact in St. Louis. And finally, that the only time he showed any emotion was when he was talking about himself and did not even shed a tear or show any emotion for the loss of his own nephew. She closed by saying, he scripted a show to portray an image of wealth and success that wasn't real. And during this trial, he created an image of being a mentor and father figure to all these people, but it's not real. and that the defendant's narrative that he spun on the show and that he tried to spin for you is over. The case was released to the jury, who is still deliberating at the time of this recording. Also, the jury requested the following items: his Southwest flight records, text messages between him and his lawyer, and an insurance contract. Then again, they requested additional text messages. If I were a member of the jury, without a doubt, I would find him guilty, finally rendering justice for Andre Montgomery and his family. How about you? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and if you haven't already, remember to like the videos, as it helps to support our channel. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell, and please watch when you're notified. I'd really appreciate it. And stay tuned for more. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.